Alrighty guys, good evening. Happy fucking Third Fry. Hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your evening / weekend / nighttime, super late night, whatever you got going on there guys. Tonight we're going to be doing more of the OW2s here in a second. Also going to be covering information AARO release, which is autonomous something resolution. Basically the government branch that's supposed to look at UAPs and UFOs. Basically, the government branch is the only part that I actually give a shit about. You know, the usual stuff, guys. Uh-huh. Take a peeper here, guys, in one moment. Good. Yeah, hope you guys are having a wonderful evening, though. Good. Alrighty. Let's get into the tubes here, guys. See what's happening. Good evening. Yeah. Did you put me back? Fucking kick. I swear to God. Dude, I swear to God, there is literally someone that goes through the directory and puts people back in different categories. Like just moves them around. Like, I started up because it's a nice screen to look at for the game we're going to play tonight. It's not what we're doing right now, though. Who does that? Who does it at Kick, guys? Someone does that. They just go around to channels and change the directories. Stop. Please. I started streaming. I specifically looked at my category, guys. I was in Just Chatting. And then just looked at it just now, like 5 minutes later, and I was in Overwatch 2. We're going to play Overwatch 2 later, but we're doing Just Chatting now. Son of a bitch. I mean, for most people, that's probably good. Yeah, wasn't playing Overwatch 2 just then, though. Maybe they have AI that does it. I mean, they possibly could. That'd be really weird, but weird thing to waste money on. It's probably a moderator. Good. Lovely. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Might have to take a look at websites. I don't know if there's going to be anything on the tubes. Oi! Oi, Slane! What's up, bruv? I'm gonna go down to the... Go down to the... Who's the bathroom? Pub? Gonna go to the pub? Oi. Let's go to the pub. I don't want to take a look at that. We aren't going to do that just now. I want to take a look at pitch meeting. We'll probably do that right now because it's shorty. Time to cut my losses and sell. No, he's not selling. Drum up some negative hype. Oh, yeah. Oh. Put you on the seat of the, on the edge of the seat, guys. Are you ready? Is Matt going to sell? That's the guy. Is he going to sell? The McDonald's ice cream machines are always broken and how to fix it. Apparently the manufacturer actually released a fixer kit for it. Starfield is on the 6th or the 5th. Because I'm going to pay $10 for it instead of $100, so. I don't know. Like, I was kind of sold on maybe playing Starfield because there's a difference, like, what, $30? But then I found out it's going to be on the Game Pass, so I could pay $10 for it on the 6th and play it for a month, which we're going to finish it in a month. And majority of casters are going to be playing it right now anyways, so it's going to bury my channel because I'm not a big channel. Like, regardless, it's just going to be buried. Starfield, I bet it's even high on Kick's list. Not actually. That's pretty crazy. Okay, this is all our peers. I'll be playing on the 6th either way. Save me $90. That was at first I was kind of sold on to getting the premium edition, and then I realized you could get it for Game Pass for $10, and I was like, nope. I was like, no. It's $10 per month, yeah. So technically, if you want to keep playing it, you'd have to pay $10. But if I ever want to play it again, like a DLC comes out, I'll just pay another $10, and it would have cost me $20, right? So I did that with a couple of the Star Wars games because it includes the EA Pass, and I don't really. It's a single-player game. If it's a multiplayer game, I'd probably buy it. It's a single-player game, and I have no intention of kind of revisiting it, just like with Fallout 4. Don't really see a reason to purchase like the actual game, so. Not really a subscription fee. It's a rental fee. So it's like thinking of renting a game. And it's not a you don't have to pay to play. You could potentially just pay $60 and get the whole game. Like we talked about this other night when I was looking at it. I think it was last night or 2 nights ago. Where I was talking about the whole idea of whether or not like maybe you should pay for it or maybe not. But at this point, it's basically $10. So not really a point in that. We got some trolls, I think. No, actually, this is a bunch of bots trying to get to farm me. They want my social security number. Let's see. AARO releases website. What we actually want to take a look at here. Thought maybe there'd be a video on it. The websites. Oh. I don't fucking understand this, guys. We're in a generation of geeks, guys. We're in a generation of geeks. We're talking about Starfield, which is a sci-fi video game playing in space, right? And we love sci-fi movies, we love fantasy, we love the idea of being there more to reality than what's here. And there's legitimate stuff going on in real life that is actually talking about the possibility of there being aliens, and there's no fucking coverage. Like, none of the geeks give a shit about it. Why? Why? We do this every time AARO comes out. It still blows my mind how you can be a geek and not give two shits about the possibility of aliens. Like, do you just think that because it's not on Twitter and trending, it doesn't exist or something? Like, I don't, you being, you know, like whoever's watching, not necessarily everyone, but, you know, just you as a general colloquial, put everyone in the same group that's a geek. Like, I don't really understand this. Like, there's actually legitimate evidence. There's hearings in Congress, which is what this is, what we watched. I don't watch anything from Congress, and no one's talking about it. Like, it's nowhere. It's just it's not trending at all. And yeah, History Channel, and we aren't talking about this shit either. Maybe this is where it's kind of getting muddled. Is like you have like the knee jerk, oh look, everything's aliens. Aliens built the pyramids. It might have. It doesn't matter. And probably not built the pyramids. Just gave information to people to build the pyramids. Like give them basically the tech to build the pyramids, as like a booster jumpstart pack for civilization or something. I don't know. Yeah, like it kind of seems an awful lot like this is what people are thinking of. This isn't what I'm actually talking about. I'm literally talking about Congress had a hearing with people that were firsthand, like these are military, former military, or in the military, former military in the military, who served, who either have firsthand accounts or information surrounding aliens, or the possibility of things from outer space, things that might not be from Earth in origin, and possible non-human biological material, so things from aliens, but not saying it's aliens. Like, there's a lot of stipulations here. Maybe that's where it's getting lost, but it's really, really kind of weird how, like, our generation, like, I'm a millennial, so I'm actually technically old. I'm considered, like, a boomer, despite boomers hating, like, we are literally the original antichrist to boomers as millennials, right? And everyone's like, oh, you're just a boomer now, and I'm a millennial. Millennials are fucking in their 40s, they have kids, they're paying off their mortgages, or trying to pay off their mortgages, and, like, you're a boomer now, and you know, boomers are like 60 and 80. Well, anyways, like our entire generation, like 40, under 40, and there's like almost no one that cares about this. They're just, you know, tweeting about Kardashians and LGBT issues and stuff like, you know, like things that you think would just unite people, and just, from, like I said, this is from Congress. Like we watched the actual congressional hearing, like the stream from Congress, and this is happening in real life, and just seems like there's no one that cares. Not that they said aliens are real, but like they're actually taking aliens seriously now. And one of them, which is what we're looking at right here, is there's a website now. They're supposed to release earlier this year, but they didn't. And I guess with government, you can't really fault them. Everything moves slow. Same time, you know, everyone's saying, oh, it's a cover-up or whatever, but but I don't know, guys. Anyways, apparently they launched a website. Yeah, space.com was the first that reported on. Now there's other websites. Like, real life news websites are in like, bipartisan. It's like both sides that are doing this. NBC, there's New York Post, there's Fox. That's what's really cool about this. It seems like it's like an issue that isn't purely Republican or Democratic, and everyone's just kind of talking about it in a way that's not like, hey, look, we're going to milk this for all it's worth sort of ordeal for our side, because there's like no narrative surrounding it. There isn't a narrative surrounding like UAPs and aliens, because there isn't really any way for either side to use them. So it's kind of like it's like a neutral issue. It's not really something that either side really, it's kind of global politics. It's not really, well, actually, I mean, I think Republicans are, we shouldn't be helping Ukraine for whatever reason, and Democrats are like, we should be helping Ukraine. I don't know how you could take up the position that you'd want Russia to roll over Ukraine, but I think that's kind of the thing right now. So even global politics, I think, are left and right to a certain extent. But, yeah. Anyways, let's take a look at this. This is from space.com, which, I guess, I don't know if this is run by NASA or not. I don't think so. Get Charles to read to us here.
Google Cloud Text-to-Speech.
The Pentagon's official office for addressing UFOs has a new website where U.S. government and military personnel can report their own sightings. The All-Domain Anomaly
It's not
Resolution
functional yet.
Office, AARO, unveiled the new website on Wednesday, August 30th. According to a note from the office's director, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the website will be used to inform the public about AARO's findings as well as offer a way for the public to report sightings of UFOs or, as they're now called, unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP. While the site is still under construction, it features a section where the office will be accepting reports from current or U.S. government employees, service members, or contractors with direct knowledge of U.S. government programs or activities related to UAP dating back to 1945. These reports will help the office complete a historical record of such events, as requested by the United States Congress. Related, UFO whistleblower tells Congress the U.S. government is hiding evidence of non-human intelligence.
Which we watched. That was actually that was a congressional hearing, and the whistleblower was, I think he was a contractor that worked with the military, it's specifically intelligence gathering.
The site also outlines the office's mission, which it states is to minimize technical and intelligence surprise by synchronizing scientific, intelligence, and operational detection, identification, attribution, and mitigation of unidentified anomalous phenomena in the vicinity of national security areas. In addition, the site offers a three-part definition of UAP, which it states are objects in the air that can't immediately be identified, objects or devices that travel between different domains such as air, space or water, and underwater objects that are not immediately identifiable or may be related to the first two definitions. This focus on objects in space and in water is part of the reason the term UFO has fallen out of fashion and has been replaced with the more all-encompassing term UAP.
Oh no, they replaced UFO with UAP because UFO had a huge stigma associated with it, which is aliens, little green men, dancing on the moon's made of cheese, all sorts of stupid tinfoil hat mysticism sort of shit surrounding aliens, and instead is looking for a more scientific approach and answer to things that we don't completely understand. And there's some stuff that they've already showcased already, which is actually on their website right now. So not really anything, maybe there was something new. We'll take a look at it in a second. I saw something there.
In a set of slides offering a more comprehensive overview of AARO's mission, it is stated that the office will study recovered enigmatic technologies, leveraging cross-sector partnerships and the latest developments in theoretical and applied physics and engineering. In July 2023, a U.S. Air Force and intelligence community veteran told a congressional subcommittee that the American government is hiding the existence of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
One of them did. One was...
No definitive proof of those claims have come to light, but several members of the U.S. Congress have vowed to get to the bottom of them.
Has publicly come to light because they had to have private hearings afterwards because it was not censored, top secret. You didn't want to go to jail, so supposedly that's what happened. Whether or not it actually did come to pass, I don't know. UAP trends, UAP mythology, UAP reported altitudes, 20K, 1%. Velocity, meters, propulsion, normal thermal exhaust detected. So this is actually something that's common with UAP reports. I guess it could possibly actually nail it down to being an aircraft of some kind. Intermittent shortwave infrared, medium infrared, thermal. Morphology, orb round sphere, 47%. Ambiguous, sensor contact, 19. Lights, 16%. Others, 7. Vector, tic-tac, polygon, square, rectangle, triangle, disc. Most of them aren't the typical UFOs which you'd imagine being a disc, right? You know, the traditional little green men UFO, which is a disc with a little bubble on top. Disc is only 2% of them, where orbs 7. Publication, and then you have hotspots, which are a lot of them are near Japan and China. And Middle East, but this also correlates often where our military is operating. So you have better reporting for wherever they show up. Middle East with war in Afghanistan, obvious war in Afghanistan. Right on the edge, Germany. Like, we have some Air Force bases over here. This is near Russia. This isn't in Russia, though. It's on the outside of Russia. Then East Coast along southern border looks very close to California, some in Hawaii.
AARO was established in July 2022 in order to detect
and we're actually covering it. We've been covering it since then.
Objects of interest in, on or near military installations, operating areas, training areas, special use airspace and other areas of interest, and, as necessary, to mitigate any associated threats to safety of operations and national security, according to a Department of Defense statement. Despite collecting hundreds of reports from U.S. military and government personnel, Kirkpatrick stated at a public hearing in April that his office has found no credible evidence thus far of extraterrestrial activity, off-world technology or objects that defy the known laws of physics.
That's not that they found out that it exists, but it's not been ruled out either. So credible evidence would mean that they know it is aliens rather than it could be possibly aliens, but it could also be a couple of other things. So like when they don't know, it falls into a general category in which it's basically not addressed at all. And they're just saying that they haven't found aliens, like credible evidence that it is aliens, but they also haven't really said that it's not aliens either. It's like one of the weird in-between zones where it's something where it could be aliens, but it's not either. You know, it's Schrodinger's aliens, so to speak. Because they don't know whether or not it actually could come from outer space doesn't mean that, you know, it does come from outer space, right? It could be China or something. They don't actually know. Actually have the website. The actual website that they have, very basic. This is what popped up. There's no way to actually report them just yet. Let's see if we can glean something else here. From the government. Charles, please. The BBC has more credibility than anyone in the U.S., so.
Today, the department launched a website on the all-domain anomaly resolution
from the government itself
to provide the public with information concerning AARO and its efforts to understand and resolve unidentified anomalous phenomena. This website will provide information, including photos and videos, on resolved UAP cases as they're declassified and approved for public release.
It's not
the website's
classified
other
stuff.
content includes reporting trends and the frequently asked questions section, as well as links to official reports, transcripts, press releases, and other resources that the public may find useful, such as applicable statutes and aircraft, balloon and satellite tracking sites.
Yeah, so stuff you can use to collaborate or use to figure out whether or not it might actually just be a normal aircraft.
This fall, consistent with Section 1673 of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2023, AARO will launch a secure reporting tool on the website to enable current and former U.S. government employees, service
It's not live yet.
or contractors with direct knowledge of U.S. government programs or activities to contact AARO directly to make a report. The department is conducting its final reviews to ensure the reporting mechanism complies with the Privacy Act of 1974, the Whistleblower Protections Enhancement Act of 2012, the Federal Employee Anti-Discrimination and Retaliation Act of 2002, No Fear Act, and the Paperwork Reduction Act of 1995. In the interim, current U.S. service members, U.S. government employees, and civil aviators are encouraged to continue to use the existing reporting mechanisms available to them through their organization.
Which are non-existent.
A mechanism
That's
for
the whole
members
reason
of the
they
general
exist.
public to make reports will be announced in coming months.
So apparently this does not include, on the website it says it's supposed to include aviation, but aviation reports to the FAA apparently, which is reports to AARO, supposedly. Reports to AARO. This department is committed to transparency to the American people on AARO's work on the UAP. So I read something else. Let's see if we can find the website, which is someone's actually direct from the Congress is now directly overseeing their operations. Because there's actually, yeah. Because there's actually some people in Congress are actually thinking that part of AARO is compromised or otherwise is just kind of being leveraged into acting and hiding stuff, which they aren't supposed to do. Let's see. Can we get one from another website? Yeah, like everyone's fucking reporting on this. No one's talking about it. Everyone's reporting on it though. It's literally fucking every website. It's like every news website in existence. Like, hey, this thing's happening in the Pentagon. Hey guys, guess what? Guess what? AARO exists, guys. Hey guys, AARO exists.
I'd also like to thank the members of Congress who
Watched that already. Website is under construction, but is scheduled to be up and running by fall, the DoD said. It is assumed. It's assumed it's too stupid. Humanity is assumed is too stupid. Humanity, it's assumed, is too stupid or afraid to face the reality of UFOs or non-terrestrial origin. While we see the evidence with our very eyes, I, for one, no problems with it. And yes, they're here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're here. Whether or not organically here, I do think that they have probes or probulating UAPs. So they have something like drones. They have drones here because drones would be very easy to use on a planet remotely, right? Just like we're doing on Mars right now. It makes sense to have robots that would do similar things, or just aircraft that do similar things for gathering intelligence or collection of activities. You know, just taking temperatures, making sure we don't blow each other up, completely blow each other up. It's all fun and games till you realize probably religion's written by aliens. That would be absolute. Like, you can imagine how easy it would be to bamboozle people like 100, 200 years ago? Like, let alone 2,000 years ago. Like, how easy it would be to bamboozle people just into thinking whatever you want. If you get someone with enough charisma that just keeps saying the same thing, people start believing it. And because back then they didn't really have science at all. They didn't have any way of disproving stuff. They didn't have networking. It's just like all word of mouth. However, just 2 to 5% were considered possibly really anomalous. AARO director Sean Kilpatrick said, revealed earlier this year. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if only out of 800, it's 800 now. Out of 800 sightings, 2 to 5% were possibly really anomalous. That's a big deal. That 5% is a huge deal. Putting aside the fact that that's like 40. That's like 40 possibly real sightings. Yeah, that's like, it doesn't matter if the rest are trash bags. What matters is the ones that aren't trash bags. The universe is so large and unending that to believe we are on a planet. The universe is so large and unending that to believe we are on planet Earth, the only living creatures, is not reasonable. Yeah. We've talked about that before. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter, guys, whether or not you believe aliens are here or not. They definitely exist. The cosmos is so fucking huge. Like, have you guys seen the new spiral galaxy photo from just kind of on a ledge here? Have you seen the new spiral galaxy photo from the James Webb? Was it not? Whirlpool Galaxy. Like, yeah. Yeah, so these are like all galaxies. These are like galaxies inside of galaxies, guys. James Webb is absolutely phenomenal. It just literally shows you how small we are. Why? Also, why don't they link the high-res photos? and it can increase in size. Like, yeah. Like, it doesn't... maybe this doesn't compute to you guys, but... Yeah. It's like the ISR. Yeah, it's literally billions of galaxies that are all surrounding each other. That's surrounding whatever this blue dwarf or whatever this is. Like, they're all being pulled basically like Earth around it. Like, come on. There is no way. There's absolutely no way that sentient life doesn't exist now, putting aside past or future, doesn't exist in other parts of the galaxy. There's absolutely no fucking way that it doesn't exist. You can't tell me. You can't tell me, looking at like this tiny part of space, which is ginormous. Looking at this tiny part of space, which is ginormous, you're like, there's no sentient life there, I can tell. You know, yeah, fuck off, dude. Yeah, like, there's definitely aliens. The question is why aliens haven't talked to us yet, why they haven't contacted us yet, is basically what it comes down to. Publicly contacted us. This is always where the conversation goes to, as we've talked about in the past, is why aliens haven't actually talked to us yet. And I think it falls into one of two scenarios. One is we're either part of the alien wildlife refuge, which is something like, you know, we don't really care if a lion eats a zebra in a wildlife refuge, right? It just stops other people from poaching the animals inside of it. So we're basically animals to aliens and under protection of probably some sort of wildlife act. So something similar to the Prime Directive where there's no interference until we reach a milestone. My guess, based on how often we're seeing interactions, is either fusion or faster than light travel. My guess is fusion. Because in order for us to travel anywhere in the galaxy, we need some sort of extremely powerful, power source, right? And that's what fusion is. Fusion's, from our understanding, is very much borderline limitless energy. Well, for the time being, limitless energy until we find something that consumes a boatload of energy that we basically can't, what's limitless then, right? So fusion is probably basically the start of any sort of interstellar travel is fusion, not fission. We have fission already. Nuclear power, we have fission. Fusion, which is the combination of atoms, we've been getting closer to, and I would definitely say we're probably 5 years away. And the common saying is it's 10 years away. I'd say it's 5, based on the leaps and bounds. If you guys have been keeping up with fusion, the leaps and bounds that labs have been making in the last 5 years is pretty absurd. Especially considering their funding is getting bigger, the amount of interest is getting bigger. Like, we're getting really close. And then there was the net positive reaction from the Liverpool lab, I think it was, earlier this year, and then once again in the summertime. Net positive is loosely used because the reaction itself was net positive, but everything else, the overhead was not net positive. So good, but still not there, and that's a pretty big deal. That was using lasers, and there's all different sorts of attempts to make fusion, and I think when we really discover fusion, something's just going to explode. Like, we're going to have a whole country just disappear. That'll happen, but probably just have a whole country just disappear off the face of the planet. And yeah, signal start of a new age, guys, with a boom. But yeah, we're getting there, and I think based on what we're seeing as far as the commonality, how often we're actually seeing the frequency of how often we're seeing aliens, they're popping up, so to speak, would probably lend itself to them ramping up too, in lieu with us ramping up our fusion technology. And I don't think in any way, shape, or form it's hostile, because if it is hostile, we would have been enslaved. That's why I think it's an alien wildlife refuge. There's just people that take care of the refuge and come around and just, see the sites. Maybe they have tours or something, guided tours, who knows, probably. But see the sites and basically waiting for us to come of age. The other option, is we are owned by a media conglomerate, like a tech media conglomerate. So there's some bajillion-dollar company in the universe that owns entire solar systems, and we're part of a reality television show. So they keep all the baddies away, and we produce content for them. That's another possibility. Rise and fall of early civilizations. We talk about this all the time when aliens pop up, but rise and fall. SOS. Rise and fall of alien civilizations. But yeah, there's no way. This is the one that I saw. There's absolutely no way you can look at this and go, oh, yeah, we're alone in the galaxy, guys. Don't worry about it. We're alone. And just really? It might not even be normal life. Who knows what kind of life they are, but yeah, to say we're alone is preposterous. That would be the epitome of narcissism, is to pretend we are alone in this. And this isn't even us. This is somewhere else. Yeah. But there's some people that think so. So, I don't know. Fucking weird. Anyways, it's just coming down to, like, trying to figure out why they don't talk to us and maybe trying to talk to, like, my life would probably be complete as a geek if we make first contact in my lifetime. That would probably be it. Is making first contact in my lifetime would probably just be the icing to the cake. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. And I don't think I'm alone in that. It's like one of these things where it's kind of like where people are just looking. I think a lot of people are looking for an out for our internal politics and bigotry. Like our internal infighting and politics. Something that actually is a thing that everyone can get behind and isn't super politicized one direction or another. And Aliens is kind of that. Like, I don't think there isn't really any one direction. Like for why we, like, how it could be used by one side and not the other side, Democratic or Republican, right? And there really isn't. It's just kind of something that everyone's thinking about, but not really something that we have definitive proof on. But anyways, so they made a website here coming soon, so there's no way to actually report on this just yet, and there's no database we can browse. I was hoping there would be. Apparently this is going to be this fall. I don't know why it takes them so long to make a basic website, but here we are. It took them this long to hire a web developer to make this website. Yeah. Like, this is... someone's kid made this. I could have made this. But there's some UAP videos. We saw these already. We covered them. I think one here we didn't. Was this one? I don't know what this is. I don't think they actually reported on this. Looks like drones. Do they have an explanation of what this is? The reason this looks so weird is because this is a thermal camera, as far as I can tell. I don't have any explanation on what this is. This was not in Congress. We covered all the videos. This wasn't in Congress. Like this is being captured by a drone? Oh, this isn't a drone. I think this is a weather. Like, you can see, like, I think this is water on the lens. Dust. I've never seen this before. This is new. Or this is somewhere else that we didn't actually get to see this. No. The other three are moving in synchronization with each other. Yeah, so the speckles are dust or water on the lens. Inside the lens. That. Maybe that's focus from the camera. This almost looks fake. Like, if you look at this, like, the background... Like, if this wasn't from the military, you'd probably be pretty assured that this was fake, right? Oh, so they're like really, like, look at this. They're like super zoomed in. Look at that. They were really, really, really zoomed in. This must be, yeah, so this is a jet? This is being captured by a jet. Military aircraft of some kind. I swear I haven't seen this one before, guys. Did they fuck up and release something they weren't supposed to? See if we can find this. Once again, it's kind of weird that, like, there's only a handful of people that are actually talking about this stuff. Analysis of full motion video combined with commercial flight data in the region led AARO to assess that these objects were three separate commercial aircraft flying at a great distance from the infrared sensor. So they're all flying in unison at great distance. Radar tracks for commercial aircraft aligned with the objects, which were only seeing small dots due to their significant distance from the sensor. Okay. Unresolved case, Navy flyby 2021. Also something that, like, some of these I've seen, these all three are very, very prolific. This one, captured by the pilot in the cockpit of a Navy fighter jet, demonstrates typical speed at which military aircraft may approach an unknown object. Defense Visual Information Distribution Service. Oh, there it was. This is a fighter jet. Or jet of some kind. Just recorded it with his cell phone. There. That's tough to capture. Right there. So it looks like almost like an octagon. Huh. I think this one was at Congress. It's really, really, really short, so they only focused on like the small short action right there. Small short action. Maybe it's not an octagon, like a capsule or something that looks metallic. There. These are the ones where they can't figure it out, too. Like, this is one of the ones they can't figure out. In an open hearing on a UAP, May 17th, 2022. So maybe I just didn't remember this one. This is last year. Pays 154,000. White sphere casting a shadow. That was so fast and at so low resolution that's very difficult to figure out exactly what that is. You can leave comments too. Defense Visual Information Distribution Service. Of course. Isn't Arrow from the looks of it. Close location. May 17th, 2022. I swear some of these weren't there. Maybe this was closed hearing? Unmanned aerial system. Okay. Likely to be commercial aircraft. This is one that we saw that wasn't identified, which is the ball. And I swear we've seen this video without all the blur on it, which is also interesting. So they decided to retroactively blur the footage after this was released. I'm pretty sure we've seen this right there. We've seen this unblurred before. Or maybe it's just bigger. The video's bigger now. So they actually were able to release more footage by blurring out parts of the video. Yeah, because it wasn't in focus for that long. Like a metallic beach ball flying through the air. Not. But it's not. Good. Okay. So there was another part which is they're changing leadership, apparently. A couple of these are not identified, and some are. Okay. And congressional reports and briefings, we've looked at all these. I saw these earlier tonight. Yeah, so this doesn't actually include, weirdly enough, this doesn't include the congressional meeting this spring, or this summer, which was a special hearing. That was at the end of July, and we covered that. Not AARO. There wasn't, so they're supposed to release quarterly, and we didn't actually get anything quarterly. Bigfoot is an alien ghost. Bigfoot was probably a person in a costume. If you've seen the stabilized footage of Bigfoot. AI stabilized footage.
A half-century ago, two former robots wanted a stretch from a Reddit user that helps illustrate Jeff's point.
And say, all right, I want you to point out as many hairy Pillsbury Doughboys.
Jeff Meldrum compares it to the Patterson-Gimlin film, which he shows to his anatomy students.
Not even the one we want to look at.
Including some stabilized footage.
Here. Stabilized footage. Yep. Got some jokers, guys. Anyways. So what we were also trying to look for was there was apparently leadership changed. Full photo. Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks will now oversee AARO. And current director will report directly to her. So Congress instated someone directly over the top of the guy that was running it. Because they thought he was compromised. Finally getting serious? I mean, they've been serious for 2 years now. Isaac can stop that. Why is Google correct? Fuck off, Google. Okay, this is also what I was looking for, which is something that happened recently too. This is 2 days ago.
Hicks takes direct oversight of Pentagon's UAP office, new reporting website to be launched. In separate discussions over the last week, Deputy Defense Secretary Kathleen Hicks and a Pentagon spokesperson briefed Defense Scoop on the near-term vision for the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. EPUTY Defense Secretary Kathleen Hicks recently moved to personally oversee the Pentagon's Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, UAP, investigation team formerly known as the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, Defense Scoop has exclusively learned.
Changed names
And
again?
a new website will soon be launched where incidents can be reported.
They changed the name again. Pentagon's Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon Investigation Team, formerly known as AARO. Why they change the name like every year? The fuck is this?
Hicks now holds regular meetings with AARO's inaugural director, Sean Kirkpatrick, who she's also repositioned to report directly to her. The Pentagon's second-in-charge took action late last month, partly to help speed up AARO's development and launch of a congressionally mandated
They have
public
been kind of
website
dragging
where
their
the
feet.
organization will be expected to disclose its unclassified work and findings and offer a secure mechanism via which users can submit their own reports of possible UAP observances.
Which is kind of weird, because they basically have a job, and all they have to do is sort shit, and they don't seem to be all that interested in doing so, at least so far.
In separate discussions over the last week, Hicks and Pentagon spokesperson Eric Parn briefed Defense Scoop on new details regarding the Deputy Secretary's near-term vision for AARO, and the latest status of the new website and reporting mechanism ahead of an official announcement from the Defense Department expected on Thursday. I believe that transparency is a critical component of AARO's work, and I am committed to sharing AARO's
that's their whole
discoveries with
job.
Congress and the public, consistent with
That's
our
their whole
responsibility
fucking
to
job.
protect critical national defense and intelligence capabilities, Hicks told Defense Scoop.
So the idea behind AARO isn't just to find little green men, it's because there might be things out there that poses defense risk, right? If someone's flying around in super speed aircraft that defy the laws of physics and we don't know how they operate, that's potentially a huge defense risk, right? Yeah, national security risk. So, yeah, they decided it might be a good idea to start looking at that. Also, little green men, but mainly that.
Behind the scenes, mysterious, seemingly unexplainable flying objects have long perplexed humans all over the world. For decades, they have been referred to as UFOs. But recently, the US government began using the UAP moniker to account for what appear to be craft that can travel underwater or transition between space and Earth's atmosphere, or other domains. The latest surge of interest and pressure from the American public and Congress started really mounting in the last 5 or so years, in response to multiple verified videos showing US military pilots' interactions with baffling objects, often around key national security installations. Hicks formally established AARO via an official memorandum last year, after lawmakers mandated its creation in the fiscal 2022 National Defense Authorization Act.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that too, but I mean, that's mostly satellites. Almost all of the stuff you can justify as being satellites because you don't know where they're moving anyways, right? Yeah. Makes you wonder. It would be nice if there's just an app where you could figure out what a satellite that actually is, right, and compare it. You have literally millions of cameras looking up at the sky, and you can figure that out.
The UAP mission is not easy.
Yeah.
The AARO's mission, to minimize technical and intelligence surprise by synchronizing scientific, intelligence, and operational detection, identification, attribution, and mitigation of UAP objects of national security issues, is being orchestrated by a small, but growing team, Hicks explained. AARO is not yet at full operational capability, and I look forward to AARO achieving it in fiscal year 2024, she also told Defense Scoop. To meet
she's
its
there to crack the
directions
whip,
from
guys.
Congress, and led by its
Until she gets
inaugural director
compromised.
Sean Kirkpatrick, AARO officials must disseminate a series of reviews about the organization's expanding portfolio of UAP investigations and sightings that Defense Department and intelligence community personnel catalog. Kirkpatrick testified at a Senate Armed Services Subcommittee hearing in April that, at that time, AARO was diving deep into more than 650 cases of reported incidents.
But I wonder if this is not only in response to the fact that there, during the special hearing this summertime, where members of Congress expressed the idea that AARO was not being completely forthright with them. Not only is this in a response to this is someone that was installed over the top of the head of AARO, not only is this in response to possibly not disseminating information, but then they also missed their quarterly report, at least the public, their quarterly report in June. So, yeah, like I said, it kind of feels like they're dragging their feet, which is kind of weird considering they're part of the government and they just basically have one job to do. So, yeah, you could kind of see why there might be something else going on that people are questioning whether or not it's happening.
Not long after that event, in July, the House Oversight Committee held a separate hearing on UAP transparency, which was notably well attended, where 3 former U.S. defense officials each testified under oath that they believe UAP pose an existential threat to national security.
I don't think
During
so.
the hearing, all witnesses suggested, and one blatantly stated, that AARO has not met its responsibility to seriously engage with potential observers and that DOD needed better reporting and response mechanisms. During both Kirkpatrick's and the whistleblower's hearings, a visible point of contention that came up was associated with AARO's seemingly delayed delivery of the fiscal 2023 NDAA-mandated website and UAP reporting mechanism. The legislation set a June deadline for the online portal to be supplied by the office. Kirkpatrick told lawmakers at the review hearing in April that his team submitted the first version of that before Christmas, but he was still waiting on input from superiors at the time.
Could be true, but whether or not it actually is, yeah, kind of curious. So this is actually starting to gain traction and speed here. There's it's bipartisan, which means everyone in the government's kind of interested in it. It doesn't really have an association, which we mentioned already, but basically bipartisan and very rare. And there's multiple people that are young, old. It doesn't seem to matter. They're all kind of interested in exactly the same thing, which is pretty cool. You.
At the transparency hearing on July 26, witnesses urged lawmakers to hold AARO accountable and ensure it was on track to implement the required reporting mechanism for UAP observers.
What's the point of having a transparency agency if they don't actually transparently disseminate information?
An official memo that allegedly records all the major steps AARO previously pursued aligned with the website development up until July 31st. The same date that Hicks convened stakeholders to discuss AARO's website and formally directed DOD to provide that office with any administrative and technical support needed to build and launch the online portal successfully. Hicks was not provided with the website materials until late July, which is when she got involved and took personal oversight over the project, Defense Scoop confirmed.
And then the
According
website
to
went up this last week.
Last fall, AARO began planning to generate and launch a public-facing website and reporting mechanism at the recommendation of its senior technical advisory group, and in anticipation of the fiscal 2023 NDAA requirement.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the website, guys. This is something like a web developer could shit out in in a week. Yeah, they definitely. There might have been some superiors that had their dick in things, guys, where they shouldn't have, and were kind of stopping things from happening. But this website is not something this isn't something super amazing. This could have 100% came online last fall, right? Yeah. But it actually took, so it definitely feels like someone's dragging their feet. Why they were dragging their feet, though, is actually a really good question, is the motivation here, right? Is why this didn't go, look at it, it's just a couple pictures, some resources, videos that they've already done. Yeah, and more importantly, you can actually look at the UAP reports, which is actually, if you're interested in this, you should actually watch, which is more information, and I I'm not a big person that's a fan of like watching stuff from Congress. Yeah, like this is not something like huge and complicated. So they definitely seem like they were dragging their feet. This is like what I was actually interested in addition to the website going online, was this, which is kind of the politics of what's happening in the background right now, and maybe something else is going on here. This is the interesting part here.
That November, the office submitted a package to Undersecretary of Defense.
Not
for
interested in either.
Intelligence and
If you go
Security,
back
Ronald
too
Moultrie,
far,
and
then it becomes muddled by the fact that there wasn't really videos or collaborating stories around it. As things have become more, we've talked about this before. Just like with the aliens might have built the pyramids, they might have. But like you go back too far, and then sources of information get too old, and the ability to collaborate stories becomes much more difficult, and things start turning to memories and interpretations of what happened around them, and not really super interested in that. Mainly, like I said, it gets too far back. We are now in an age where there's interconnectedness, but through social networking or just networking in general. Everything, the world is literally at your fingertips now, and despite the fact a lot of people don't use it. Like they can barely manage how to Google some terms. It's still available, like to anyone that wants to use it. So, like, it's like the world we're in right now is completely different, which is why I don't cover older stuff or cover stuff on YouTube. And putting aside YouTube has, there's monetary reasoning to lie about stuff, right? There's all sorts of fucking shitty YouTube channels that just are like, aliens exist, they landed in Tennessee, and then they have some sort of weird shaky hand footage or something, or it's just complete, or it's just misinformation, which is a spin on what something that already happened.
That November, the office submitted a package to Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security Ronald Moultrie and requested formal approval to begin developing a website and the Phase 2 secure reporting mechanism. The timeline notes that the Phase 1 reporting mechanism is the email address that individuals who have spoken to members of Congress currently use to report information to AARO. Phase 3, which has not yet been approved, is the NDAA-mandated mechanism for AARO to receive reports from the public.
Yep, which is going to be
Between November
amazing.
2022 and April 2023, that submitted package moved back and forth between the INS front office and AARO at least every other week. At Moultrie's request, AARO regularly responded to questions, made edits and re-coordinated the memo. And Kirkpatrick also had several in-person meetings with the Undersecretary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of whatever. But so she took over, not took over, but was inserted above Kirkpatrick, and now all of a sudden we have a website. So, yeah.
In May, not long after Kirkpatrick testified about the product being under review, Moultrie approved AARO's staff package, authorizing the office to provide members of Congress with an email address that individuals can use to contact AARO and to coordinate a package authorizing launch of the website and the Phase 2 reporting mechanism. A decision on the Phase 3 mechanism was deferred until a later date. Following Moultrie's approval, AARO worked with its IT contractor to refine a prototype website, according to Timeline.
I guess.
That month, the Joint Staff also separately published a GENADMIN message on unidentified anomalous phenomena reporting and material disposition that offers guidance to the military services and commands about reporting UAP worldwide, using a standard reporting template. The template is a result of work AARO has pursued with military leaders to improve and standardize reporting procedures across the force since its inception.
Good. I mean, the very basic, if you have a database, guys, where people can submit information, come on. It's not that difficult to literally make a form someone fills out and then provide an area where they can drop footage or anything that they want to support their claims, and then add other people that might have corroborate their story. There's a lot of ways they could do this to bring together information, and it would not take that much effort in any way, shape, or form. Like a form. The government's really good at forms, right? And they can't make a form for this? Please. Two months ago, on June 27th, Kirkpatrick's team delivered an overview for the prototype website to the DOD's Deputy General Counsel. So this is when they're supposed to make the report to Congress.
2 months ago, on June 27th, Kirkpatrick's team delivered an overview of the prototype website to the DoD's Deputy General Counsel for Intelligence and others. During that briefing, the Intel lawyers identified several privacy and records management requirements that AARO needed to address before releasing the secure reporting mechanism portion. AARO then reached out to department stakeholders to address those issues raised, but the timeline suggests staff faced challenges receiving definitive guidance on what privacy and records management actions were required to launch the website. So, on July 31st, Hicks convened them all to discuss AARO's website, and ultimately accelerate its creation.
You don't say. Get everyone in the room and make them agree on stuff? Yep.
She has the ability, and used it, to bring together all the top actors in the department. I think what she found was that this was being worked at a working level, but it didn't have the right level of senior leader attention until she really kind of drove it home to say, hey, you people around the table are going to make this thing happen, Pan, the Pentagon spokesperson, told Defense Scoop.
Yep.
When asked why she went all in on prioritizing AARO as an element under her purview, particularly now, Hicks told Defense Scoop, the department takes UAP seriously because UAP are a potential national security threat.
Yep.
They also pose safety risks, and potentially endanger our personnel, our equipment and bases, and the security of our operations.
That's the government angle.
DoD is focusing through AARO to better understand UAP, and improve our capabilities to detect, collect, analyze and eventually resolve UAP to prevent strategic surprise and protect our forces, our operations, and our nation.
Yeah, strategic surprise isn't something you want. If you are military, yeah. Surprise, guys. Anyway, this is the interesting part. I should actually went here to begin with. Might just be more the same of what we already
The new
looked at.
UAP website on Thursday, the Pentagon is expected to announce that AARO is set to launch its informational website that compiles details around its ongoing operations and efforts to make sense of UAP reports. This site will host readily accessible, regularly updated information for the public about AARO's activities. And Kirkpatrick's growing team will post information, photos, videos and other media of UAP cases as they are declassified and approved for public release. Other content will include reporting trends and a frequently asked questions section, as well as links to official reports, transcripts, press releases and other resources that AARO thinks the public may find useful. In the near future, the authorized reporting mechanism consistent with Section 1673 of the fiscal 2023 NDAA will reside on the website, as well. AARO's intent is for this website to be a one-stop shop on AARO and UAP, and we look forward to continuing to refine the website to provide the most transparency possible regarding AARO's work and findings, Pan told Defense Scoop. He confirmed that AARO has established a multi-phased approach to developing the authorized secure reporting mechanism. That secure resource is projected to be launched in late October of this year. AARO will initially only be accepting reports from current or former U.S. government employees, service members, or contractors with direct knowledge of federal programs or activities dating back to 1945. The process for submitting these reports, via the AARO website, is going through a significant security review to ensure that we protect both the privacy of the participants and the security of the site. AARO and the department recognize that members of the general public also desire to make UAP reports.
As they should.
And this capability will be established in the next phase of the website development in the coming months, Pan noted. The office will engage closely with and through the department's Chief Information Office and the Defense Media activity to ensure the upkeep of this portal.
Very, very important, not just for military, but also, or government, but also for civilians to make reports as well, which then can be verified. And hopefully we can start to clear out some of the noise from YouTube, what you can find on YouTube, and we can actually look at some stuff from actual people and not stuff that's trying to generate money, which would be pretty phenomenal because people are a great resource for information, right? Absolutely great resource for information. The problem with YouTube, which is generally where things are now, is it's turned into a cesspool of monetizing that information, and then all of a sudden the information isn't even information anymore. It's whatever they want that they know is going to generate publicity and get clicks and views, and that matters more than actually knowing the truth, right?
While no one can guarantee that a website cannot be hacked, AARO has been working with experts across DOD to ensure that this website meets the highest government security standards. For example, AARO rigorously tested the site for vulnerabilities and will be hosting it on the .mil domain, Parn also said. Broadly, department officials acknowledge that there have been some delays to launch the website and reporting hub.
Oh shit.
But he emphasized that the holdups resulted from our work to ensure that they comply with DOD standards for security and the public release of information, and to verify that the website meets the statutory, regulatory, and technical standards for official government websites. Despite the challenges and bureaucratic hurdles so far, Hicks told Defense Scoop that she and other DOD leaders are confident in the process that AARO is putting into place to receive reports and protect the information it is provided, as well as the DOD CIO's efforts to ensure the integrity of the website.
So, this might not have been completely Kirkpatrick's fault. It might have been that they needed someone higher up the chain to actually just get everyone else to get their ass in gear. And that's what she did. So, maybe Kirkpatrick is on the right side. We'll see. But actually getting headway, and this is pretty cool, guys. This is actually really, really cool. Like if you're interested in any part of the government, you probably should be interested in this, assuming you're a geek.
Key to these efforts is AARO's work with the military services and organizations across DOD, including the DOD CIO, to ensure that our most sensitive work is secure and continues to provide the department with the technological edge we require to deter conflict and ensure success, the Deputy Secretary said. In her view, AARO has taken significant steps this year to build a pathway towards establishing transparency and trust with the American public, members of Congress, and our own DOD and intelligence community employees on UAP, and the website's unveiling is the latest demonstration of that. AARO is also working to standardize and destigmatize reporting on UAP and to thoroughly analyze reports of both current and historical events. We still have a long way to go, but I have charged AARO to aggressively pursue efforts to make its findings as widely available as possible to the Congress and, whenever possible, the public, Hicks added.
Good.
In response to questions regarding how concerned she is that some of these reported UAP encounters could be advanced platforms owned by a U.S. adversary like China or Russia, Hicks said that DoD is always concerned about the potential threats of new advanced technology being used by our adversaries.
Yep.
That's why the department takes UAP seriously. We need to understand these UAP that exhibit behaviors not readily understood by our sensors or observers to ensure they're not a threat to our homeland, Hicks told Defense Scoop.
Motherland? The motherland. Yeah, good. So apparently they instated stuff the higher up the chain, which is now going to get AARO's ass in gear. So we may actually get... There's another UAP report coming at the end of September? Already. We're in September because the June one was, I guess, put off. So there's another report coming up at the end of September already. Pretty cool, and which will probably means we'll see it in October maybe. And this is after... Oh my god! Oh my god, she wore her good jewelry and everything. Oh my god! So we may actually see some sort of new information or even better information in October. Good evening, Marvel. Yeah? Good evening, dude. I'm a really great person. Thank you. You're a great person, too. UP's mission is not easy, and AARO's mission is to minimize technical and intelligence surprise. That's a way of saying, you know, oopsie, hey look, China has like these super advanced spheres that can fly around in anyone's airspace and completely defy the laws of known physics. That's a problem. You know, F-35s can't do that, F-22s can't do that. Maybe our missiles can't even do that. Maybe we're going to have to look at some other means of what's going on here. I don't think they're owned by anyone on Earth. I'm pretty sure there are drones. UAV. Yeah. Like the equivalent, the alien equivalent of drones. Yeah, the equalizer now, huh? Good. I'm not a big into watching movies. I only generally go and watch movies that are, going good. So maybe I'll watch it if it comes to video. But even then, I generally don't watch movies when they come to video. The reason for that is because there's only so much time in a video to develop association, a bond with the main protagonist, develop an antagonist, bring into light the story and where it's going, and trying to make it into something meaningful. And doing that in 2 hours is next to impossible. At the end of the day, you end up with something very, very simple, which does work for some movies, like Ghibli films. So anything Disney or Ghibli, like, kind of does it in 2 hours. But for the most part, movies don't have enough time to generate. That's why most of the time the good movies will tend to be trilogies. So Matrix, Lord of the Rings, Back to the Future. Even though Back to the Future was in and of itself kind of separate, like, nuanced parts, like it wasn't like one of a overall story. But in order for you to tell like a really meaningful story, you need to have more time, and there's just not enough time in movies to do that. There is with TV shows, but movies utilize that well. As it turns out, there's just a lot of really bad TV too. So, but pretty cool. So we're gonna cover this. Like, I don't go through YouTube and take a look at all the crackpot shit, whatever. I don't care. The reason we look at this is because it's from the government. And it actually has potential to become much more meaningful than just, hey, look, there's a guy trying to monetize his UFO video on YouTube. Like, there was one earlier this year from the family in Las Vegas. I think they went silent. Yeah, the UFO crash. And then they went silent, and now they're gone. Anything on it anymore, or is it just done? I think it's just done at this point. The kid released a little stint on it, and then that was it. They said aliens crashed in their backyard, and there was actually like police cam footage of it happening, which kind of lends itself to it. That's the only reason we talked about it. Las Vegas family who called 911 to report aliens warns trespassers, hires attorney. This is developed into something more.
Alien sightings.
An attorney who represents that family says trespassers are bombarding his clients.
8 News Now investigator David Charns with his warning. David.
Right, Denise, that message is to stay out or you could get shot. We don't know what happened at this home, which prompted now this viral police response. We do know this attorney says you could get sued if you intrude. You do not think this is a hoax?
That's not the part I go into, because that's not what I'm hired for.
Sam Haydari says the family in this body camera video,
Did you see it?
who called
we covered this earlier this year.
Aliens, has this warning.
There is a possibility of the injury if they get into it, because this family also, they are armed as well. So it's better not to do it, because they cannot determine who is entering, who is a trespasser, who is a thief, or who is a robber.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
The family making that call, saying there were 2 large figures in their yard.
I don't believe in it, but what I saw right now, I do believe in it. I got scared like you.
You guys don't, you guys seem legit scared, so I don't blame you.
They actually saw, quote, non-human beings.
Since the story went viral, Haydari says looky-loos are going on private property, investigating for themselves.
They don't have any aliens in the storage or anywhere, so don't try to climb up the...
They called AAA guys and got over there.
Detectives, meantime, have gone over the videos, frame by frame, including this clip from the backyard that...
So that was actually like separate cameras. The thing about this is like separate cameras captured all this. This is the only reason we looked at this, because it wasn't just the family. Separate cameras basically captured the crash, or what looked like a crash, from different angles. Yeah.
Night. Sources telling the 8 News Now investigators police do not believe this is a hoax, but aliens?
And you believe them?
Yeah, I believe them because they are sincere. They were scared based on what they said. If they have seen that situation, that you saw the video, they were reaching for the gun and also trying to see something. I don't know what happened, but apparently they saw something that was out of ordinary.
As we reported earlier this month, Metro set up cameras at that home after that family called about a possible trespasser. Police tell me today that there's no further calls for service at that address and that those cameras are gone. Big question.
Will we ever see alien attacks? No. Like I said, I think one of the reasons we haven't been contacted is I think we're part of an alien wildlife refuge. Is what it comes down to. There's basically aliens protecting us from poachers or just other aliens trying to, fuck us. Is basically what it comes down to. And we're left to our own devices till we develop into some sort of spacefaring civilization, which probably has a milestone, which I think is fusion, not fission. Fusion energy. We talked about this earlier. Fusion energy. So, yeah, I don't think we're there yet, but I think we're under some sort of protection, because otherwise we would, if you're a spacefaring civilization, it would be very, very easy to enslave us. Just make us, like, all sorts of nefarious purpose, strip mine our planet. It really wouldn't matter. Like, there would be all sorts of ways that they could literally just fuck us, and we would have no way of dealing with it. So, yeah.
Question, though, Denise, is if there were beings there,
Earth
whatever
is a prison.
it was,
it's not a prison.
where did they go?
Right, and what do people expect to find, too? Trespassing charges, by the way, in our state do carry possible jail time and a fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I don't know
as
why
Attorney
people would go there.
mentioned, civil cases can be filed in extreme circumstances. Now, body cam video and officers' responses to calls, even 911 calls themselves, are public record in Nevada. Now, keep in mind, 8 News Now has never identified the family by their name nor revealed their address.
Yep. We actually, I think this is a website that actually has the best coverage of it the last couple times. No, don't play. Don't play. Stop. Stop. Alien Sarah, we watched that video already. I think we saw this.
It was the streak seen across the sky, now seen around the world. This, as our 8 News Now investigators confirm, Metro actually set up cameras at this home where a family called 911 claiming to see aliens in their backyard.
This isn't the home.
Tonight,
They had like
a
construction
fierce
vehicle in the
debate
back.
is underway
So like I
about
said,
the legitimacy of an alleged
the weird thing
UFO
about this,
crash.
was it was captured from a bunch of different angles, and it was pretty big and extremely bright. It wasn't just like a little drone flying around.
Good evening, I'm Janice Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators
We took it-
reported about
we looked at this
terrified
already?
members of a local family who told police they had aliens in their backyard.
Yeah.
And cautious, the main witness suggested with men in black types
Looked at all this
checking out the
already.
house, presumably to watch for intruders, human or otherwise, or overzealous media. Turns out that's true as well. Metro confirmed as much in a statement to 8 News Now's David Charnes. The system stayed on the roof for days. What about the Ring camera video with the weird noise? The main witness, Angel, intimated to us the video was recorded by one of his neighbors, and the
We watched
audio
that
was
video
from
already.
the April 30th UFO crash. It wasn't. The security camera video was recorded in mid-April, according to the man who first posted the clip. He doesn't want his name used, but says the recording was from a fireball that passed over his home in the southwestern part of the valley 2 weeks prior to the alleged alien encounter.
This isn't the same
family
one.
declined to be interviewed by us, but members have spoken elsewhere and stick to their claims of seeing aliens in the backyard. Dozens of people on social media have analyzed and dissected the images with various claims of aliens spotted in the shadows. Police do not believe this was a hoax call, which could be a crime if done intentionally. In the fervid swamp known as UFO world, our coverage of the story was itself seen as a dastardly plot to distract attention away from a prominent whistleblower named David Grush, who stepped forward around the same time. Grush unveiled his explosive on-camera account on News Nation.
Yeah, and we already covered this and talked about this and looked at the News Nation footage, and then we also looked at the David Grush interview in June. End of July, excuse me, not in June, end of July.
Which is owned by the parent company of KLAS. In spite of the local news story, Grush's story was reported by news media all over the world. Curses foiled again.
All right. So, so what do you make of this whistleblower, David Grush?
He first reached out to me about a year ago. We've been in contact ever since. He's the real deal. I mean, he had a distinguished career in the Air Force. Then he went to work for a three-letter agency you probably haven't heard of, the NGA, which basically tracks everything in space, in the air, in the ocean, under the ocean, on land. They keep tracks of everything. He has the highest security clearances in our government, and in that capacity, he interacted with something like 2,000 SAP, Special Access Programs, and he learned along the way that we've got we're reverse engineering crash flying saucers, and he's been telling that to Congress under oath behind closed doors. And I think they'll probably bring him back. So it's a pretty intriguing story. A lot like what
That's a
we've been
really
hearing
good
about.
photo. That's the footage we looked at. This footage did not. When we looked at this footage, guys, on the website, specifically on the AARO website here, it did not look that good. It was incredibly difficult to see anything.
Closed doors. And at the Congress.
What was that?
And he interacted.
That's the one where it flew past the cockpit. Yeah, look at this.
So it's pretty intriguing.
Yeah, that little it looks now like a triangle with a circle in the center. Like if you can imagine a circle with like 3 things sticking out of each side. I mean, we actually looked at this footage earlier today.
Story. A lot like what we've been hearing about out in the Nevada desert for a long time.
Right. Of all the
Yeah.
stories you've done over decades.
Whether or not
and
that's true, who
decades,
knows?
this
It's too
one's
far in the
coming out
past.
Worldwide.
The backyard alien?
Yes.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy how much email we get, you know. We're not done with it. We'll see where it goes.
Say, this is not the last of that
Yeah,
story.
no.
I mean,
All right, George,
it kind of
thanks
seems
for
like
that.
they are
Now-
done with it. This is a while ago. So this is June 29th. Yeah, June 29th. And they haven't really posted anything since then. Later. Month later? No, 2 months later. Okay. All right, guys, let's move along. Be good. Only so much information there to cover. Only so many things to look at. That's the way it goes. Ready, but probably going to be another AARO report at the end of September. So maybe the beginning of October we'll see something new. It's supposed to be every quarter, so. Or Gillibrand. That's not the person that's put into. Oh, come on. They plaster the fake aliens all over the top of this stuff now. Please. That makes it it makes credibility. This makes it look legit. This makes it look like a silly fucking hoax. Come on. Let's take a look at the Reddits here, guys, and then we're going to move on to Overwatch. Blizzard employee accused of purposely throwing a game. Yeah, apparently they're canceling a Blizzard employee right now. Cool. Keeps getting deleted by the mods because they're trying to avoid backlash. Assuming he's a moderator here, it keeps getting really annoying. Forum bots that downvote a negative post on the sub. Yep. Or just people. But accused in the title. Also titled, similarly, article of evidence and questions stream from a community specialist at Blizzard. Today on Cancel Watch, making sure an employee at Blizzard doesn't stay employed after they threw a match. News at 10. Played almost every hero to see what happened on the progression screen. Yeah. Science. Really should be a healing received stat. I've mentioned this multiple times, as well as other stats. Copy paste. The one that people just immediately knee-jerk to is getting rid of deaths. There's one other one here too. Oh, self-healing. It fucked up the formatting. Sometimes websites get really pissy if you edit stuff or move it, and then they downrank you. Twitter does that. So if you repeat the same post, like you edit and repeat it, you actually get deprioritized for it because it thinks you're copy-pasting stuff. Shouldn't, but it does. Which hero's most wholesome, has best line in your opinion? Kiriko, obviously. Kiriko's an asshole, and no one treats her like she is an asshole, which is weird. Turn at the mercy of my microwave started beeping. Uh-huh. AMD Reddits? I'll install shifting goalposts to just have something to complain about. What are we complaining about now? Is there something new? Nothing? Anybody Reddits, guys? Not nerfed the killer 2 days after release. It'd be hilarious if they got the alien nerfed. Alien's not that good. 2 days, calm the fuck down. That has been on beta for a while. Those that believe the Xenomorph's cooldown is too short, here's a killer comparison. Back open, attack hitting time 0.6. It's too slow. He misses all the time. Point. It's actually pretty shit, which is what I thought. 0.35, cooldown 2.5. Tech open, tech hit time, so this is what really matters for hitting survivors, about a half a second. Yep. Not very good. Better than Executioner, but Executioner's garbage, so. Red feels sluggish even when using his ability. Yes, he is. He's very shit. Sound effect. Yep. Danger Xeno attacks their speed and accuracy and how little warning gives entirely the reason the turds exist. I mean, other killers have wind up too, so. Yeah. Survivors, Dead by Daylight is incredibly survivor-sided, and everyone thinks the world is falling apart when anything benefiting killers happens. The new alien isn't very good. It's like a shitty Demogorgon. Demogorgon's not good. Or, Nemesis. Match this guy encountering killer power icon constantly shows up. Found a gun. I screenshotted this post a minute. It was because I was like, I actually don't know what Dwight is doing, so I'm going to come back to this later. And I came back just now to saw 4 comments, and he was like, yes, now I can learn what he's actually doing, and none of them actually helpful, and it's just funny jokes. Yeah. Could be cheating too. Cheating has all sorts of weird interactions in the game. No, but I feel like they were cheating. Gens were done suspiciously fast, probably. Like if no one's coming up for an answer for it, he's definitely cheating. Most of the stuff in Dead by Daylight are mechanics, which you can figure out. There's an entire website, the Dead by Daylight Reddit is extremely, not Reddit, Wiki is extremely good, and it's extremely nuanced. You can figure anything out there, and if you can't, that means they're cheating. It's like playing a board game. Can't see Survivor's prestige level in pregame lobby anymore. Oh, you don't say. Huh, wonder why. You don't want to play against the level 100 goon squad anymore? Bug. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people dodge level 100 squads. If I see a bunch of people, well, this is months ago, but if I saw a bunch of people that were extremely high level, I just immediately leave. Butters. Great. It's a good way to siphon through the shit that gets thrown at you in Dead by Daylight. Okay. I'm going to wash my coffee cup up, guys, and grab a soda. I will be right back, and we'll play some OW2s. Righty, guys. Change categories. And get to the doing. See how many cheaters we get tonight. Oh my god, can't wait. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah. You guys ready for some OW2? Oh, I am. Mm-hmm. Boop. There you go. Alrighty. What kind of games we gonna get tonight, guys? Let's find out. Mm-hmm.
Someone needs to fill this saddle.
Messy, but we got it done. Repositioning. Double kill. Repulsion. I'm on top of the world. When I'm hitting my shots, you can't touch me. Double kill. Taking to the air. Scatter.
Nerd.
Forgot your parachute? You weren't watching the skies. Double kill. Concussive out.
Nailed it. Good.
Up and away. Justice served. Double. Double kill.
First game of the night, guys. Let's see.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Uh-huh. Also started locking my FPS yesterday. We'll see if it helps or not. Again, locking my FPS again.
We all have to put in the work. Thanks for the assist. Hello. Hello. 5, 4, affirmative. 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in double and awaits. Right by you.
Top Genjis.
We must stop the enemy now.
Increasing altitude. Thanks for the assist.
Wants to res that shit. Fucking miss it. Trying to avoid the deflect. That's a long fucking fight, guys. Holy shit.
Thanks for the
The lead has been taken.
He could actually punch me right there. Probably kill me. It's actually really annoying. Gonna get hit by that? No. Good.
Coming off the bench. Increasing altitude.
Don't let them push.
Missed it. I was aiming for the ledge behind him. If I hit that, that would have turned out completely different. Fuck.
Always more to learn. Up and away.
Light them up.
And dead.
Enemy here. On the move. Over there. Justice rains from above. Aerial positioning underway.
Surprise.
I will not waste this opportunity.
For your joints.
Storm up.
Weird. Alright. Oh, I even saved the guy. Like, I even saved the initial kill. So with Genji is if you can get him away from the team for like the first kill, that allows you time to actually push him away and deal with them. App's doing. Okay. Doomfist that just fed. Real reason when the team was dead. Now I gotta play keep away. I don't think I can kill him. He's almost dead. It's too far away. I'm trying to play too safe with my Q now. That's not really like Q. You're gonna die. You just played with it. Holy fucking shit. Okay. My shots feel behind characters right now. Oh, you have input delay. I can't hit mid-airs worth shit. I want that. No, I don't. Fuck, got him, guys. That's again, you just got fucking res again. No. Try turning that off. Frame rate limiter is kind of hit or miss, guys. It feels like sometimes it helps, and then feels like sometimes it's not fucking helping at all. Dink was there, and then he wasn't.
All systems nominal.
My ultimate is ready.
Valkyrie is ready. Gotta go. I'm taking off.
I see one.
Thanks for the assist. Justice.
Alright.
From above.
It's like fucking Sombra is like the ultimate troll. She just fucking runs away whenever you get her low. She'll just hit that E key and disappear. And it's so fucking difficult to deal with unless you one-shot her. Like, I have to get a direct on her when she's low on HP, which almost never happens. That's not where we want to be. That is also a very, very accurate SMG. Not really doing a lot of the damage.
Keep the robot and we'll build.
Nice. She has to res. She knows she has to res. Res is such a fucking game-changing ability, guys. Most people don't even realize it. I don't know why. It's insane. You change a fight without a tank to a fight with a tank. That's bonkers. That's absolutely insane. Also pretty good. Also got better after it turned off my frame rate limiter. Beep, 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 beep. Then I said, oh, she's pretty accurate. That it? Yeah, because I encourage that Mercy. Dude, Farrah brings all the Mercies to the yard. It doesn't fucking matter. Yep. I'm just that fantastic, so Mercies want to heal bot me. Nothing to do. They see a Farrah, and they go swoon when they see you actually doing stuff that matters. Guys? No. I believe one of these guys cheats, which is this guy. Here. Yeah, I already got him blocked. I mean, he's going to cheat again, and we'll report him again. If he's cheating. Don't report people, even if it's the same person, guys, unless you see them exhibiting cheating behavior, because it's pointless.
Strike from above. No mistakes. No mercy.
I know Mercy.
I don't have a lot of experience healing people who fly.
Just hit me in midair. How hard could it be?
Care about your built-in voice lines. There we go.
That's hard vacuum, baby.
Devastation.
Want to know the forecast?
It's probably a cheater match, guys. See, I need to close my window. It's kind of chilly outside. It's a tit-bit nipply. And then it's supposed to get up to 100.
Establishing aerial position. Enemy here.
Good. Fuck off.
I see an enemy.
Good.
Enemy here.
Yeah. Well. Could have used heals, but I guess the BAP would rather run in front, so. Sure, it'd be nice if I had heals. I just fucking mid-aired again. Good. Of all the support heroes people like cheating on, it was mainly Anna and Baptiste that people love cheating on because they do the most damage. And also Alari now. I guess it's our Baps cheating.
Okay, my head's in the game.
Yeah, our BAP is more than likely cheating.
Positioning under Returning to battle. Repositioning.
There. You guys just gonna camp respawn? Just be an asshole? Miss from the looks of it. Yep.
I don't stay down. Taking off.
Leave again.
Hello. What's up?
And they're dead. Bye.
We strike again and again.
Yeah, no, it's more than likely someone that's cheating. No one gives a shit about your TTV, dude. That's not good. Take a look at grouping.
The skies await.
The payload has stopped.
Aerial positioning underway.
Attempting to establish motive. Good. That is... Wait, so the... Okay. The fucking Sombra joined my group. Okay. Wasn't intentional, but that's Blizzard's fault, by the way. And the reason you check is because they don't tell you if people are in squad. People won't tell you. Suck my dick. Good. Double tap. Not exactly sure what did all the damage to us. Maybe we're at a third health or 2/3 health, and then we got hit by the grenade as well as the Anna shot, which is 70. Grenade is 40 or 50. Dude. That sucks. Saw that at the last second. I think it was like a double boosted rocket. So it went through once and then it went through again on the way back. Well, actually on the way back it was his, so it wasn't double boosted, it was single boosted. I could have went, if he got into the stairwell, I could have saved him. Got her up high. And for some reason that didn't push me forward. Nice. Junkrat damage, beautiful. Nice. No one gives a shit about you, dude. So, we're gonna take a peek at the Sombra that joined my group, and then we're also gonna look at the Baptiste, who might have been cheating. Which normally I don't look at my teammates, mainly because we have no information to go off of, and we're just assuming this. But he basically went into the front of that match and ran over their entire team. It's Genji, don't care. And the guy I said was possibly cheating was playing Brig for some reason. Okay.
Ready for battle. Kudos for
This guy's cheating. Baptiste. By the way, you can 100% cheat in stream. There's cheats literally made for it. They're called stream snap cheats. They advertise them as cheating. You can stream with them and cheat. You won't get caught. I think the BAP insta-killed her after a second death. I'm there, he's watching me through the wall.
Kudos for trying, Wade.
Watching people through walls.
Feeling much better.
Felt like it went through her.
Mucho mejor. Nah, that party was boring.
BAP didn't kill her.
Translocators in place. Justice reigns from above. Tengo que irme. Much better.
Even hacked medkits.
My ultimate is almost charged.
It's like shit like this, guys, where this guy isn't looking down the hallway, he's watching the fucking pillar. Why would someone watch the pillar? You can't get any information. These guys are hacked. There's no infravision. Doing that in Spawn earlier, too. This guy, joined my group and then left the game. 80 strafing, depending on what kind of cheat they have, 80 strafing still works on it. Because they'll mess around with the humanization function. None.
Catch you later. This will cut the pain.
Yeah. So this is the weird part here, was what I noticed earlier. So the first time they went through the back here, aim doesn't look like anything special, except for the part where it's literally trained my body the entire time. BMing me too? Were they BMing me? Yeah, now that makes, now we're adding motivation to things. Looks like he's watching me through the wall right there. That's prior to hearing any noise from me. Basically looks 100% accurate. And then when I went around the side, she also looks at the other door instead of the primary doorway. As I'm going around the side.
Feeling much better.
You see me go to the side?
Feeling much better.
No, you can't see me go to the other doorway. No, there's. I thought for a second there you could see me through it. Pretty sure she's cheating. Aim doesn't look like anything special. There's 3 different instances where she's looking at walls. Take a look at the bat. That was probably cheating prior to him switching to Zen.
Ready for battle.
Normally we don't look at our teammates. Not my problem. And we don't have any information to go off of. But he had the most. Game's vibrating during the burst. You can see that it looks like there's some sort of recoil control happening that's automated.
Surviving and thriving. Now you see me, now you don't.
Looks like there's some sort of recoil control. Accidentally swapping to the wrong players instead of tracking the person he's shooting at. What happens when the player's not actually that good? They don't keep track of who they're targeting, and the aimbot switches targets.
You're completely. What's up? Let them out.
He's looking at Brig. You can see his aim going like this while he's firing. That's not normal recoil control. That's an automated thing. It gives you kind of a nauseating feeling. If you aren't seeing it, it gives you kind of a nauseating feeling when you're watching it. And it looks like she was watching the Brig.
Hello. What's up?
Rocket barrage incoming.
Like new again. He's on you.
Stay near my
Hi there.
pylon. Hello. The payload has reached.
Hey.
Don't touch me. Hello.
What's up? You're completely healed.
Healing pylon. Close your eyes. Healing pylon.
Switches to Zen at some point.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
Tracking the Sombra behind the wall. Pretty sure this guy's cheating. That Sombra trace at the end there, there's a dead giveaway, because they weren't falling in the same direction. That's not the way his aim was moving. His aim was literally tracing her behind the wall. It was obscured. Which the first one with Brig, it could have been an accident, which is entirely possible. Sombra was not. Probably means Brig wasn't either. Good. Ow! Why'd they give drones feelings, guys? Why'd they make them make noises that are cute when they're dying, when they're in pain? Why would they do this to us? Make you regret what you're doing to the drones? Instill a sense of, passion? Empathy? Towards robots?
Double kill. Dispersing.
Huh?
Picked off.
The... Overwatch directory, guys. Why? 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 Facebook, why? It's like I don't always check whether or not I'm in directories, and it really makes you wonder how often I'm not actually in directories because I don't check. I'm in the YouTube directory, though. Good, good, good. What is my rank? I am currently unranked. I have not played this season. Late night comp is horrible. So. Oh. Like, it probably picks back up. You can play. I play in, if I do play, it's usually off stream, and I play in the morning. Around like 8 or 9, when basically normal people are up. Queues are faster. But you get more kids in the morning. Fortunately, and even then, like, our game queues take quite a bit of time, late night as well. But as far as who we're playing with, normally we play with GMs in our Cupid matches, so.
Multiple hits confirmed.
I don't know what last match was. Last match was probably Masters. Like, we can check real quick. Not identical. Because you can, your quick play rank isn't going to be identical to your comp rank. It's usually all private. 3-hour account. That guy was 100% cheating. That's someone I reported for cheating. That's a burner account right there. Were you? So you can kind of get a feel and idea of, like, kind of the players I'm playing with. You can just check ranks and profiles, because Quick Play does have MMR in it. It does have matchmake rank. It's not identical to comp, but it's not just a shit show. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. We can check here. Oh, we got some burner accounts. 314, there's a top 500. Then
Strike from above.
we're probably going to get some cheaters in this match. Some master.
Isn't that what you want?
What I want never should have mattered to begin with.
Good. So I think we're in GM right now, as far as quick play rank goes.
Positioning.
The top 500 is probably offset by the master, but maybe not. Depends on what role they're playing.
Aerial positioning. Hello.
Stay sharp. It's not to keep you alive when you're distracted.
I think you're synced up, guys, to the hive mind.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Work as a team, everyone. You're in no condition. Excellent teamwork.
Why does it feel like my keys are being held down longer than normal? Top fashion. Everyone ran away. Good.
Ooh, I'm
Good.
shove them in a locker.
That's always good. Oh my god. Dude, where the fuck's my team?
Shake it off.
Yeah. And we got boop.
Time to kick some tail. Face the sunrise! Positioning. Let's take him to the wasteland! Aerial positioning underway.
I was made for this.
No one can stop me!
Kind of weird how many people don't notice turrets at all. Our tank is in super fucking deep. An accurate Alari. Apparently only on me.
Okay, my head's in the game.
Back me up.
On the move. Rains from above. Enemy over here. I see an enemy.
Still 100% accurate Alari. Come here.
Let's take him to the underworld. Enemy here. Your liver out, Prometheus. For you to do. Back me up. Enemy over here. I will not waste this opportunity.
Deep again. Almost. It's close. Oh my god, Mercy, what are you doing? You're crazy. Absolutely crazy. Maybe I could have went down. That would have been tough. Like, I had to bounce off the garage door and drop down. That sucks. He was really low. Farrah's, there she is. About to say the Farrah's hiding somewhere, waiting to ult. Usually they do that? Not usually. Someone die? They're all dead. Accurate Bastion, guys.
Let's take him to the underworld.
The hit. I was supposed to get 2 and it didn't. And a res. What's going on over here? Good. Very, very accurate Alari. Good. People like nothing more than trying to dick on Ferris. Oh! Missed. Good. Try and res. Get her? No! She bumped against the wall! Fuck. Dude, look at those. The mines are on the walls and everything, guys. Holy fucking shit. That's incredible. That's tough to deal with. We actually have, got healed somehow. Nice. Pretty good. And X-wise, not super amazing. Do better. Couldn't do that horrible. All things considered. Ari did not miss. Miss on other people, but not on me. I think we saw her miss her like maybe twice. That guy had a heal bot the entire match. We didn't. Had one for maybe a third of the match, I would say. She was doing other things. Lari. Matters. I report people regardless of their rank, just curious. Missing other people. We saw her in the kill cam. She's missing shots on other people. The tanks, of all people, but not on me. Okay. Shaking. Missing shots. high sensitivity.
Captain Sam is almost ready. Pylon broken.
Game through the wall. So I'm pretty sure this guy's cheating. There? Apps.
Positioning healing pylon. These eaters are in something to come. Pylon destroyed. Up downwards. Face the sunrise.
But you can see when this guy's his normal aim is like really, really shaky. Then it's really smooth when it's actually tracking people. Just accidentally swapped the Mercy behind the wall while he's tracking me. Right here. Here's the Mercy still behind a wall when I'm visible. Pretty sure this guy's cheating. Watching the Mercy, but the Mercy isn't visible right now. There's the tip of her wing right there. Can't see her even though I'm visible on the screen. Like you could actually see me behind cover as he's coming out. He's watching the Mercy instead. He's still behind cover.
Payload's moving. Let's go.
Just snapped. Is that a teammate or an enemy? The replay cam is fucked up colors for some reason if you have your accessibility colors changed. Is that their tank or our tank? They have a ball. They snap to Junker Queen behind a wall right there? Yeah. This guy's cheating. So that's the Junker Queen who's now behind the wall, which is on our team. They have a ball who's dead currently. What's that? Either way, he's not looking at a teammate if this is a teammate. Aralari. Yeah, so this guy's definitely cheating. It's what I thought, but as a percent miss. Bye, Rambunctious. Big giveaway there, guys, was the difference between his, even prior to us seeing him looking at people behind walls. When I was up on the top there, that wasn't completely like, you know, he could have just had my position memorized in his head, and then he happens to look at exact position through the wall. That'd be unlikely, but possible. And then with the Mercy, you could see part of the wings, and it could be he's just tracking there, despite the fact that I showed up on a screen prior to him basically having visibility on the Mercy. Putting that aside, he snapped then to the Junker Queen below, and then there's also snaps off screen. Basically everything that I mentioned in the the big thing I first noticed was how shaky his aim is normally. It looks like he plays with way too high sensitivity, but that goes completely away when the aimbot is trained to someone. So when he's trained on him, you'll notice that the shakiness of his aim is just completely gone, that's not the way it works. Unless maybe he's using a DPI switcher or something. I highly doubt it. He could. But I highly doubt he's using that because there's a strong push by certain people to use acceleration. What game is that for? We're going to talk about using mouse acceleration. I think it's Apex. I don't really believe in that at all. I think you should get comfortable with comfortable with the DPI setting or sensitivity setting because it fucks up your muscle memory. That being said, some people do use DPI switching, but I don't think that's what we saw there at all. I don't think that's a DPI switcher. I think this guy, when you put into context him looking at people through walls, it's definitely someone that's cheating. But a pretty good inference you can get there was how shaky his aim was while he's looking around and tracking people, which looks like his sense is too high, and then all of a sudden he's just he's like dialed in perfectly on him, which is basically the way aim assist works, or a cheat works, same thing. Salty someone clapped you? That's exactly what happened there. Putting aside the part where we literally just watched him stare at people and snap at people behind walls, you got it. Alright guys, we're going to call things here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be more of the OW2, so you guys have that to look forward to, or not to look forward to, depending on your preferences. But yeah, covered the AARO. Covered AARO earlier tonight. That was pretty cool. What new website launched for them? So supposedly, or hopefully, allegedly, people will be able to report UAP sightings in real life. Yeah, aliens in real life, or not aliens, unidentified aerial phenomenon in real life can be reported to the government. It has a branch for it now called AARO. Covered in the podcast section earlier tonight, guys. Very cool stuff, and there will be, hopefully it'll be going online later this they said the fall is when they're going to start taking submissions, which is pretty neat. That's pretty cool. If you're a geek, that's pretty cool. Applies to everyone, so yeah. But we're going to call things here, guys. If you're new to the stream, guys, enjoyed the bullshit, enjoyed the fun, you enjoyed the copium, as Frost still is saying, make sure to hit the follow button on your respective platform. We stream to Kick, Facebook, as well as YouTube, live every day from late night to early morning, GMT-6, so about 11 p.m. Central Standard Time to 4 a.m., give or take. It depends what's going on in my life, what's happening, etc., guys. Yeah. I'm out here for this evening, guys. Had some pretty good games, had some bad games. That'll happen. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Thursday night and Friday morning. Have a good day, guys.